are there real plans to actually do something about those Obamacare subsidies?
I know that we've got different ideas in our conference. The Affordable Care Act, since it was enacted, Maria, it's 80%, almost 100% more expensive for health care for the average family in this country as a direct result of the Affordable Care Act. And what's their solution? Their solution is to throw even more money at the insurance companies who are doing so well. I think you're going to see not only the ideas to create a marketplace that has more transparency, more competition, and most importantly, more choice and accessibility for Americans, but you're going to have this debate now. It's the Affordable Care Act that has become the Unaffordable Care Act.
House Majority Whip Tom Emmer there telling me yesterday on this program that Republicans are working on a health care solution which will provide transparency, competition, and accessibility for Americans, as Obamacare subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year. The White House reportedly set to unveil a health policy framework this week, which we are waiting on. President Trump and GOP lawmakers are weighing also a second reconciliation bill sometime in 26, advancing health care and other Republican priorities. Joining me now is Florida Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And you're a member of the Financial Services Committee. What are you expecting with regard to health care?
What I expect is that if there's going to be some arrangement on short-term subsidies, you have to rework the regulatory framework of Obamacare. What it has done is created these massive Cadillac health insurance plans that are unaffordable. The premiums are around $2,000 a month now. The deductibles are $12,000, $14,000, $16,000 a year. Most Americans don't have the disposable income to actually access the plan, to actually pay the deductibles to access these plans. So a lot of the reforms that members are talking about, I've been involved in some of these meetings, is around low premium plans, low deductible plans that actually still provide access to basic health care while also having some other elements of catastrophic plans, which only get triggered in the event of a major health abnormality, still providing coverage to people with pre-existing conditions, but then bringing some common sense back to this marketplace, because the regulatory framework left by the Democrats, and I will add, Maria, the Democrats voted for this type of health insurance unanimously without Republican support. What it's led to are people having a health insurance policy that they do not have the resources to access.
Yeah.
So the policy itself really has no value to hardworking Americans. If we're going to do a deal on subsidies, there has to be major changes to the regulatory framework of Obamacare. And I will add, Maria, there were 8 Democrat senators that essentially broke the picket line to reopen the government.
Yeah.
I would say to those same Democratic senators, if you want to do something meaningful to help the American people, it's time to redo the regulations in Obamacare. They are not working for the American people.
Well, I mean, and this all fits into the whole conversation around affordability. I mean, we were just talking with Newt Gingrich, and he made the point that, look, Republicans need to not just talk about health care, but it's about insurance for health care, it's car insurance, it's the cost of housing, it's just the cost. And Lee Carter was here this morning. Lee, you made the point earlier that the public is feeling it.
The public's absolutely feeling it. We know that they're pessimistic about the economy, and it's not just about the inflationary impact. What they're talking about is the costs are just too high. They can't afford what they used to afford, and they're frustrated, and they're being told that inflation is coming down, and they're not feeling it. I think it's really important that the Republicans address this, not try and tell them that, you know, inflation is getting better. You know, your reality isn't right. I think this is really, really important. The other thing that I think that's interesting on polling right now is affordability in health care. Democrats have an advantage on that in over double digits. People think that the Democrats are the ones that are going to make health care more affordable. What do you say to that?
Is that a perception?
It's a perception.
It's definitely a perception, and I think that's this fight over subsidies. But let's be very clear. I want to tell the American people the truth. All the subsidies are going to do is mask the true cost of health care. And so if we don't fix this thing now, it's only going to get worse. And one of the core reasons why affordability is such a concern is because the federal government cannot live within its means. We're borrowing too much money in the bond market. And when you borrow this kind of money, it devalues purchasing power for every American.
Yeah.
So what impacts us all if we just go out and borrow the money, we have to fix these healthcare issues. And by the way, it's not just healthcare. You brought up other insurance. The National Flood Insurance Program. I have a bill we're going to be launching this this one pretty shortly, it actually allows for private capital to come back in the flood insurance market. So that way you have competing policy interests, so you can actually get flood insurance that's actually more affordable. When it comes to energy, this is where Reconciliation 2.0 comes in. We have to do more work about breaking down the barriers about having cheap and readily available energy in our country. This last week on Capitol Hill, Republicans were voting for liquid natural gas expansion, voting for other forms of energy reforms that are going to be critical to the future of this nation. And housing, Maria, we have got to unwind the old bureaucratic mess of procuring raw materials and then adding additional regulatory burdens on building homes. That's adding to the cost of construction, adding to the cost for consumers.
It's all adding to it. Meanwhile, I mean, your colleagues on the left are still pushing back on the Trump agenda. Michigan Senator Elisa Slotkin is still trying to justify the video message she and her fellow Democrats released, which encouraged American service members to refuse what they called illegal orders from President Trump. Watch this.
Do you believe President Trump has issued any illegal orders?
To my knowledge, I am not aware of things that are illegal, but certainly there are some legal gymnastics that are going on with these Caribbean strikes and everything related to Venezuela.
Couldn't you have done a video saying just what you just said? If you are asked to do something, if you are worried about whether it is legal or not, you can do this. It does imply that the president is having illegal orders, which you have not seen.
I think for us, it was just a statement widely, right? We say very quickly and to all the folks who come to us, this is the process. Go to your JAG officer, ask them for explanation, for top cover, for their view on things. We do that on a case-by-case basis, but we wanted to speak directly to the volumes of people who had come to us on.
Well, Congressman, what kind of gobbledygook is this? I mean, first she says that you can say no and refuse illegal orders from President Trump in a video with her and her colleagues. And then she's pressed on it and she says, no, there's nothing illegal here, but they were doing legal gymnastics. What is Elisa Slotkin saying?
She's not saying anything. That is pure stupidity because she got caught. That's what happened here, Maria. I don't remember her saying anything when Barack Obama was droning Americans overseas. There were American citizens who got caught up in drone strikes when Obama was droning over in the Middle East. He called himself the droner in chief. I don't remember her saying anything about this. This is why this is so dumb. They're trying to demonstrate that they are a bunch of tough guys, that they're standing up to President Trump. And every time they do one of these stunts, it makes them look even stupider. That's why the government was shut down for 40 days. Not over spending, not over some key policy item on Capitol Hill. It was a political stunt for Chuck Schumer to prove that he was a tough guy to stand up to Donald Trump. While the American people are rightly concerned about affordability, and a concern, by the way, brought to us by Democrat leadership under Joe Biden, Democrat votes from Melissa Slotkin and all those other people that are in those stupid videos talking about illegal orders. While the American people are thinking about affordability, the Democrats are only concerned with political stunts.
Well, I mean,
so it's important that the American people understand
this. Have been going on a decade. I mean, you know, we have gone through exhaustively the Russia collusion hoax, the impeachments, the Mar-a-Lago raid, the Hunter Biden laptop. You know, I mean, 2 impeachments, 90+ indictments, and suddenly we learned yesterday that the federal case against former FBI Director Jim Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James have been dismissed. A federal judge dismissing it yesterday. District Judge Cameron Curry deeming U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan improperly appointed, rendering the indictments as defective. Both cases dismissed without prejudice, meaning they can be refiled. And of course, Attorney General Pam Bondi is vowing to appeal this. We'll likely hear more within 6 months. Your reaction?
No, my reaction is simple. Number one, Attorney General Pam Bondi is going to get back to work on this immediately. Number two, where was this judge when Jack Smith was tearing through our constitutional framework trying to go after Donald Trump? Because in my view, Jack Smith, he was improperly appointed by then Attorney General Merrick Garland. And so, again, what the American people are witnessing once again is that when what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. And this is really upsetting, but Pam Bondi will get back to work on this immediately.
All right, Congressman, we're going to be watching all of that. Great to see you this morning. Thanks very much. Byron Donalds joining us in Florida. Happy Thanksgiving.